Now to our first story. You know, the late French dictator Napoleon Bonaparte said in relation to politics, quote, "A man will fight harder for his interests than for his rights," end quote. How true this statement appears to be for the embattled former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Professor Iyorchia Ayu. A Benue High Court in Boko has dismissed a suit seeking to set aside the suspension of Ayu as a member of the PDP. Justice D.M. Iguse described the suit as an abuse of court process. Do I see Ayu as stopping at this point?
They don't give up. Even when all of the realities are there, they still want to try their luck. So, you know, Nigerians are always trying their luck. Because, you see, if you look at the whole of PDP, what is going on has been a pattern. Now, I could recall a few years back, the same thing happened to his predecessor. What is Uche Secondus?
Yeah.
And this very same pattern, how did it happen to Iyorchia Ayu? His ward rejected him. And of course, whatever you're doing there, you are representing your ward. So the people you are representing have said, we don't want you anymore. So what are you doing up there? The same thing happened to Uche Secondus. The same thing happened, I could recall, I think it was, Okwezilize, Chief Okwezilize, Nwodo. Yes. So the pattern is a pattern that has been going on in PDP. So I want to advise that whosoever is going to step into those shoes, you better watch your back.
Yeah. The size of those shoes matter. Bola, so the appeal court for him?
You see, like as my sister rightly said, I don't know what men are really looking for that made them to want to die in a position. Fine, the man has the right to fight for his right. Okay? Now, a court of the same jurisdiction adjudicated in your case, saying you should go. He went to appeal court. Now the case is in the appeal court. He came back to the lower court, a court of the same jurisdiction. When he came down, the court said, this is not possible. This same case has been adjudicated. Go to appeal court. Then he went back to another court, the same jurisdiction, to enlist the same case with the same ingredients for adjudication. That is the more reason I like the way the judge said it. He said, this is the worst case I've ever seen. And I hope the man will go to appeal court will adjudicate on it. He will not go to another appeal court to go and appeal again.
Yeah. Professor Ayu's journey in Nigerian politics is very interesting. Remember the Abacha years?
Yes.
He was a senator.
Yes.
He was a minister.
Yes.
Got kicked.
Yes.
They say he's headstrong, a stubborn man, and so on.
Yes.
So you are wondering why they go the whole hog. Man and interest. It is said, give man money, give him power, and you see the true man.
Yes, the true man. And we are seeing the true men around us now.
Okay.
Who are in charge of our affairs. And that is the more reason we always give room to opportunists in uniform who want to strike. I'm telling you the truth. Because, you see, is it a must that he must be there? After being in politics for so many years.
Yeah.
That means he could not mentor. These people could not mentor the younger one that will take over from them. Okay. It's a terrible situation. This is Jones. I'm hungry.
Please don't go to court.
Yes, I will go to court over this matter.
After the show.
Okay, the People's Court. Okay.
But you are not surprised too. That's the nature of politicians and so on. And they are driven by, as we said, interest. You remember the quote? The
Or
quote,
selfish interest.
Selfish interest, yes.
Selfish. Okay.
See, if you are selfless, if it's about the people of your community, like for his word, I mean, what happened? Why did they kick against him? You see, the problem with politicians is that when they have a problem, you see, the best way to solve a problem is to go to the root cause of that problem.
Yeah.
If you are playing around the top of it, you will continue to, I mean, you will be in a very topsy-turvy situation. And it is a very embarrassing situation.
Yeah.
He has I mean, for all the while, all these years he has been there, he has been, you mentioned, I think at some point he was even a Senate president or something.
Yes.
You're Senate president in the stillborn Third Republic.
Yes. So for a man who has been in the corridor of power for so long, I mean, don't play the game like this. We know that most of our politicians are there for their own self-interest. However, don't make it so obvious to everybody.
All right. Okay. Another quotation from Napoleon is the one that suits it. It's relevant for the moment. Napoleon said, "Never interrupt your enemy if he's making a mistake." Don't know if you get that. So, Prof, we wish you well. We hope the case ends here. All right, to our next story. You know, the annual Nigerian Bar Association NBA conference in Abuja got to a crescendo, if you ask me, when a surprise performer at the concert, who turned out to be the controversial Nigerian singer Portable, got on stage. Many angry lawyers staged a walkout. Others questioned the choice of the Zazu singer. The program, tagged Unbarred, was held at the velodrome of the MKO Abiola Stadium, Abuja. Makes you think the choice of Portable was not a popular one, Bola?
You see, they said the voice of the people is the voice of God. And the voice of God is also the voice of the people, depending on how loud that voice is. Okay?
I hear God's voice is always a still small one.
Well, if you say that, I've never heard the God voice, before. You see, it's quite unfortunate. The situation was quite unfortunate because we've seen a musician in the garb of fella of this world that most of these top lawyers, when I was coming of age, we met there, Ashra, coming there to wash, fella, in his pants, smoking Igbo, and things like that. Maybe because of the spur of that moment. And there is a kind of message. There was a kind of message that fella was delivering that the people attached too much interest.
Yeah.
And aside that, he was in school, he would go to school, sing and do many other things, But in the case of this guy, he was popular. Some people love him. But I'm sorry to say it. And you've told me, you've warned me not to be sorry when I'm on this set.
No. I said, don't be sorry for anything you are not responsible for.
Now.
One, you are not a lawyer,
yes,
so
yes.
Don't be sorry.
Now, in the case of this guy, okay, he has a case in court, though he has not been found guilty. Okay?
That's him in your pictures.
Yes. And aside that, they said the way the guy climbed the stage through the fire, people were saying, what's wrong with this guy? and not only that, you see, his mien for that kind of ambience, whereby, the people...
See what he's doing there.
You see? Okay?
That's supposed to be a pillar supporting the stage, going up the...
Anything could have happened. There. You see the guy. Okay, as I was saying...
And pictures don't tell lies.
Yes, don't tell lies. And some lawyers just felt that, we shouldn't be here, we shouldn't be seeing this. I agree with them if it is a personal thing. You understand me? But some people are saying that maybe because the guy had a case in court against the police and things like that. No, I don't agree. You understand me? Because no court has found him guilty. But if it's about his conduct, his disposition
in the public,
where I agree with
all right
those lawyers.
Even above for a Portable to appear at a scene like this, there would have been a planning committee and so on.
Beats me.
And as legal, members of the bar would have planned it. Or it just came on the spur of the moment?
How could he have done that? They engaged him. And you see, I want to believe that maybe the members of the committee did not really understand how best to entertain their fellow lawyers. Otherwise, see, when you mentioned Portable, quickly some images will begin to run riot in your head. Yeah. Because we know who Portable is. We have seen a few of his stage performances. So whoever engaged him knew what they asked for. They knew what was going to happen.
Rather reminds me of the Malians. But go on.
So you see, it's unfortunate that this happened. For me, like I was at a party some time ago, and Chief Emzobe was the artist on ground. It's a matter of choice. But if you're going to make an arrangement for a group of people, I think they should have thrown it open to sampling the opinion of other lawyers. Yeah. Okay, we are going to do this. Though from somewhere in the story they said they had a surprise and everything, and he was actually the surprise.
It's supposed to be a surprise package.
Yes, I mean.
Is that why they said on bad?
Yeah.
And when you call a party on bad, expect anything. So why are they surprised? So if you're going to a party and they tell you this party is on bad, so don't be surprised if somebody just walks up stage and begins to take off their clothes. So I'm not saying that, of course, the lawyers, they have every right to walk out if they didn't like what they saw, but then...
walk out except those who engaged him.
So the planning committee didn't do their job well. It was poorly planned. From the look of it, they didn't carry some people along while they were planning to bring.
Yeah, but this is not to say that we don't have activists, lawyers who are activists and so on.
We have lawyers who are activists, okay, like Rotimi Akeredolu. You will see him singing, fella, at events. I've seen him. I saw him twice singing to the crowd, and the crowd, they loved him.
His stage name is Aketi.
You see? Now, and also...
You had Komi Shola Oshobu of many years ago.
Yes. And then, people like Ganifa Emi, we even go to Fela and watch Fela. He's always there for him. The Falana is always there for him. What are we saying? You see, what we are saying is the conduct. And it's known that lawyers are very conservative when it comes to events. Yeah. You shouldn't be seen at events, that has the toga of criminality, unnecessary, I don't know how to call it.
Where the atmosphere is a no-holds-barred.
Yes. Yeah. And maybe that is the more reason it is staged the walkout. But invariably, it is a lesson for lawyers.
A message.
It's a message to lawyers that, look, next time they are planning things like this, they will put into consideration the integrity, of the musician.
Of the learned gentleman.
Yes, and learned gentleman.
All right. Imi is reaching us from Asaba in Delta State. I welcome you, Imi. Welcome.
Yeah. Good evening, the people there. Good evening.
We greet you.
Yeah. To the first subject matter, are you going to court Well, the lady beside you said something. He said, this person has served for a donkey years. Even when I was still a kid, what is he still looking for again? I think if there's a law that will regulate some person, that, okay, you are to serve for public office for, let's assume maybe 10 years, 5 years, and you stop. You opt out from the job. Allow the younger ones to come in. You understand? So one of your guests said, what are they giving the people behind? What are they grooming people? No. Just for their own selfish interest. Now, the second topic, now, the portable. Mr. Citizen, I think if you are in the house with your children, can you say, okay, let us be watching portable? I think it's no.
In fact, the question should be,
that will help your
Amy, the question should be more, can I afford him?
Even I have a friend, a barrister in Abuja. I've been trying to call it. Now, what is this mess? It's a public disgrace to the lawyer. Pardon me.
It's all right. Thank you, Amy. Yes. Again, the picture is there. Our portable was climbing the stage. I don't know. Maybe that's the bad thing there. All right. Let's quickly go to our third story. You know, in an environment where non-punishment of bad behavior is rife, any attempt to apply the big sticks appears sacrilegious, if you ask me. In Adamawa State, 2 dismissed policemen were seen crying profusely after they were found guilty of defamation and other wrongdoing. Ahmed Suleiman is an inspector and Mahmoud Mohammed is a private. They were shown the way out after undergoing orderly room trial. The duo are to be charged to court. Yes, Ibn Abo. It does not stop at dismissal. Take him to court take them to court because they breached the Constitution.
Exactly. When someone who is expected to know better begins to break the law, I think there should be a quick, don't even waste time. Make that person an example to serve as a deterrent to others. Because most times what we hear about is, okay, this officer did this, and then we don't get to hear about whatever happens afterwards. So this one, they are being charged to court. And I hope that the commensurate punishment will be given out to them. Because you see, when you hear, if you listen to some people narrate their experience that they have had with some of the Nigerian police officers.
In your picture there, that's the private undergoing orderly room
trial.
Yeah.
This is the punishment stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
The reality dawned on him that, yes, actually he was really, really losing his uniform. And that should serve as a lesson, because what some of these officers do, not even in the dark areas, in the open, to the full glare of anybody, is very embarrassing to Nigeria.
Well, but you know, acts of misdemeanor by officers like this will endanger the jobs of fine officers and men. Because there are still some fine police officers.
Yes, very good ones and very fine ones. You see, yeah, that will happen. But at the end of the day, their job will speak for them. Okay? You see, let me just tell you a small story. I went to Oka about 2 years ago.
Oka
in Anambra. Okay? The driver that drove me said, that man, he's a very nice officer. Okay. That you will never see him collecting money from anybody. Look, I forgot the name of the officer. I would have made a post.
God bless his name, Bala.
Yes. You see? And I said, the officer said, yes, very nice. You won't see him collecting money. That is that. That is one of those things. That is a PR for him. You understand me? What I did next, I won't say it on this program, for the officer, I won't say, though I commended him, we went extra, board. And you see, because I felt so happy. for somebody to tell me, a driver for that matter, to tell me that, look, that is an officer. You see, with what we are seeing over the year, 1 year or 2 years now, that some of these officers are being punished, I think there will be caution in the force. I'm telling you, there will be caution.
Yeah.
Or a semblance of caution. Or people being careful in display of negative mannerism that are not in line with the dictate of the force. I think that will surely happen.
The popular saying is, the police is your friend.
It's your friend.
Yeah.
But if the police want to be my friend, should not harm me. Police that want to be my friend should not harm me.
Okay.
And it should not...
That slogan does not work anymore.
Yes.
Even about, you know, for once, let's go there. The clamor for state police has always been there. But there's this fear that state chief executives would misuse the force, you know, the officers and men. And I hear the rot in the force commences from the recruitment ground.
Because you see, when you want now, the IJ is clamoring for that they should increase the number of recruits from 10,000 to 20,000 per annum.
Yeah.
And you're not looking at the process.
Sorry. Stephen from Abuja wants to join the conversation. So we say, good evening, Stephen. How are you?
Yeah, good evening, Citizen Joe and the members of the crew.
We greet you.
Yeah. I just want to make my comments quickly on the topic, the three topics that we are discussing. First, for me, I'm not a lawyer, but the portable artist that was invited by lawyers, for me, is the wrong choice. It doesn't really show what that organization or body stands for. From what I'm seeing on the screen, I can see him climbing whatever he was climbing there. It shows some kind of features or qualities that doesn't come with the law profession, if you ask me. Then on IU's matter, I think that IU should just go and rest. You know, trying to find his way back to the seat as the national chairman of the party, of PDP. I don't think the PDP needs him now. They need younger people. He should find his way into the board of elders. You know,
Thank you.
One or two advices there.
Thank you.
Therefore, the police that was dismissed, we want to see more of that. You know, we need the police authority, the hierarchy, they need to sanitize the police. So we want to see more of that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your intervention. Even about recruitment ground, yeah.
Yes. Was there any form of due diligence?
When these people were recruited?
You know, because if I could recall, there was a time a young man was, you know, bragging that he will soon go and join police. When I join police, I'll come and deal with you people. So if we have people with such mindsets and they get recruited into the Nigerian police, what do you think we will have?
Anything.
So it is the buck is at the table of the IJ and the Police Service Commission and the Minister for Police Affairs. They need to begin to look at how to carry out image laundering for the Nigerian police. Because 80% of Nigerians, if I want to be conservative, do not trust the Nigerian policeman. If you see a Nigerian policeman, even if he's smiling, it's like, oh my God, what is he up to? So there is need to go on an image laundering, sensitization, do everything. And then they need to recalibrate everything. They need to completely carry out cleansing.
At the same time, Nigerians must endeavor to know their rights. Because when you know their rights, when you know your right, you cannot be intimidated by the policeman.
Even when you know your right,
and
you even refer the policeman to wherever it is, they will tell you.
The answer is to go the whole hog. When you stop halfway, it gets you. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying.
For those who have had their nasty experience, they will tell you that he will stand in your face and tell you, I'm going to put you behind bars with all of your, maybe your rights and whatever you think you know.
All right. Even about we have a right to go on break now and make some money. So we'll go on this break, commercial break. We'll return in 1 or 2 moments. Please stay.
TerraQ, unwrap joy, unleash taste.
In today's world, our lifestyle, both at work and at play, depends on connectivity. Our connectivity depends on the devices that make it possible, and these devices depend on electric power. When power fails, our life shrinks, our work drops, and our joy dips. JRB Solar Energy Systems are here to ensure that we enjoy uninterruptible power, uninterruptible joy. Whether you're running a business, an institution, or just a home you return daily to rest, JRB has got you covered. No project is too big for our super digital inverters, long-lasting batteries, and efficient solar panels. Go. Dream on. Change your world. JRB solar inverters, batteries, solar panels, solar streetlights, and more. Telephone 0906 752 1111. Email sales@jrbsolar.com. With JRB, the sun's gonna shine on everything you do.
Okay, welcome back. Let's still go back to Adamawa State. Bola, let's talk some more about the police. We can have an effective police force for our country. As I said, broach with Tribunal, it starts from the recruitment ground. I know that the village head, the local government chairman, and people like that will be involved before you are admitted into the force. That used to be. I don't know what happens now. But again, you remember a popular TV channel went to town with a 30-minute documentary in the Jonathan years. The president got to the police college, and we expected something different.
What he meant was something else. You see, Susan Jones, it's quite unfortunate that they are not doing background check on these people before recruiting them. Okay, then what they face, what these people face when they get to the training school is another thing entirely. For God's sake, they are not military men that are supposed to be subjected, to terrible training in terms of being hard, suffering and things like that.
Well, have you heard that in Nigeria, in this country, many men and women pay to get recruited in?
Yes. They even sell the application, talk less of...
the application forms?
Yes, forms. They sell the application forms. And then when you submit, you see, let me tell you, there are two ways to it. People that go there, fill the form and submit the form online. People that submit the form online, print it, then take it to the people that will assist them. Now, you see, what type of training do we give the policemen? What type of training do we give them? Okay? Then these are the people that look. See, go to the police college. You will see their mattresses full of bed bugs. Then watery, they give them, they feed them, with watery stew, mostly beans. Not well cooked.
Society that should be policed effectively must pay for it?
Yes, they must pay for it.
Okay.
And aside that, you see...
you are taking note now.
And you see, aside that, there was a time, I think under Babangida, they said they should remove the force. Nigerian police. What happened? Nothing changed. And aside that, you see, the police should come down.
In a name?
You see, if they say police is your friend, the police should be able to come down to the level of the citizenry. We are not saying that. Okay, the army, look at the army.
Bola, somebody wants to help us here.
Okay.
Olushola Julius is reaching us from Ibadan, or your state. I greet you, Olushola. Are you there?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Citizen Joe.
Yeah.
I'm Olushola Julius from Ibadan.
Okay.
You see, the Nigerian police, they are very important to the security of our nation. But there are bad eggs among them that are bringing trouble to our land. Thank God for what is happening in Adamawa Command and the actions that have been taken against them. There are so many of them that are still destroying the police force today, from the junior ones to the senior ones. And I pray and I wish that very soon they will be fished out and the Nigerian police will be sanitized to give Nigerians good policing services. Well done, every one of you. Have a fantastic weekend and God bless you. Thank you.
Bless you too. Bless you too. Yeah, as you're saying.
Okay. You see, I think the recruitment matter most. Then the training, then how they are being paid in terms of the welfare also matter most. But in as much as this, you will still see some bad egg who are there to get what they can get and use the gun. And use the gun.
You and I know that one bad egg will spoil the whole broth.
Yes, I agree with
basket
you.
Of eggs.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And that will always be there, but we can reduce it.
Okay.
Yes, we can reduce it.
Even about, he has mentioned welfare. You are transferring a policeman from Sokoto to, say, for instance, Calabar in Cross River State. No provision for where he's going to stay, accommodation and all that. He sleeps wherever he finds room.
Sure.
That is very commonplace in Nigeria. Even
of the 21st century.
If I can digress, even our youth corpers, when they are posted to other states, there is no provision for accommodation. Once they are out of the orientation camp, they begin to sort themselves out, which is not fair because, when the truth of the matter is, when you put a person through a very hard knock life, the person begins to think of how to survive.
Yeah.
Survival is instinctive. But the case of Nigerian police is becoming overwhelming. Unfortunately, we have some good ones, but the bad ones have taken the center stage. They are all over the place. So it's very difficult for you to actually want to, say kudos to them. But they are really working. They are good ones. I've met with a few of them. And I feel that if the IG can come up with so many programs to retrain them, periodically, and then punish those who err, I think at the end of the day, gradually they will sanitize the force. Yeah,
let's terminate this discussion of the Nigeria police as I drop this story. Bola, you remember our good friend Alozie Ogugbuaja?
Yes.
Perhaps you do?
Yes.
He dropped a particular line, which is not lost on me. Alozie, if you are watching me, he said, if you don't like the police, engage the nearest thug. End quote. Okay, to our next story. Over the years, we had been unlucky with good leaders on our continent of Africa. Perhaps the most graphic representation of this ugly phenomenon is the harvest of military interventions in about 7 countries as we speak, the latest being the Central African country of Gabon on July the 30th. Whereas President Bola Tinubu warned that if African leaders do not wield the big stick now to curtail the wave of coups spreading across the continent, everyone will ultimately suffer the consequences. Now, Presidents Paul Biya of Cameroon and Paul Kagame have reshuffled the military hierarchies in their domains. The antidote to coups is good governance. Am I right?
Yes, George, you are very right. Okay? I spoke with two diplomats a day before yesterday. Jokeshi, Ambassador Jokeshi, Alaba, Ogusanwo, I spoke. Then I asked my intern to speak with Uyibode, Professor Uyibode. All of them, yes, they agreed on one notion. And the notion is this: African leaders must play by the rule, democratic rule. Without democratic rule, there are certain opportunities waiting at the corridor for most of them. They were there and they are there to take over power. I'm sorry to say it. I agree with President Tinubu that, no, I agree with President Tinubu that African leader must wield the big stick. Yeah. But the issue is this: are we getting what we ought to get? People like Biya. What is Biya looking for? At the age of 90 years.
He's been there for 42 years.
42 years. What is Kagame? Oh, yeah, benevolent leader. We agree. He has turned around Rwanda. But are we saying that after being there for all these decades, the man could not come up or mentor somebody?
These people you are mentioning, they have cousins. They include Yoweri Museveni,
yes, 35
years,
yes,
as the maximum ruler of Uganda. You have Denis Sassou Nguesso.
That one is even terrible. The man has converted the resources of the country for his family, for his son, for everybody in his family.
What of another neighbor here, Ibn Abo, Theodoro Obiang Mbasugo Nguema of Equatorial Guinea? He's been there for 44 years. So his son is getting ready to succeed him.
Yes, to succeed him.
You know, what I see in all of this is there's this feeling of entitlement in them. Because they feel that, okay, we are leading you, we have done so well for the country. That is, I'm just imagining that could be the mindset of Kagame. Because you have turned around the fortune of your country. Does that mean that you should...
That you must be there for life?
For life? Look at Bongo, the Bongo family. I grew up knowing Bongo family.
Yeah.
And at a point, as a schoolgirl, I thought Gabon was a private island owned by the Umar Bongo family. So you see, when you sit tight, as though this office, consistently must be yours. If you're not there,
or your family,
it is not right, and it is so commonplace with African leaders.
Hey.
Until, see, yes, it is good to, yes, you can wield the big stick, or you wield the, you call it Apola. The bottom line is
governance.
Yes,
good governance.
Once you bring about good governance, the people are getting dividends of democracy. Nobody wants to topple you. Nobody wants you out of that place.
Yeah.
And the issue...
Bola, did you see the picture of the ousted Gabonese?
Yes, being carried to see Macron.
Can walk.
Yes, being carried to see Macron. At the end of the day, Macron held him.
Make it no fall.
Yes. I know it's a terrible situation. Yeah. You know, it's nauseating. I'm telling you.
He's appealing to the world to come to his aid.
To his aid. And if you look at him, when they held him, he brought out a video saying that, my people, go out, shout, so that they won't kill me. Kill you, if they kill you. You're a public figure, and if that should be you're a public servant. You know, at the end of the day, if he should die today, they will use public money to bury him. Then the military can, I'm sorry to say, but they should go through the process.
Yeah.
Yes, they must go through prosecute him, gets all the state resources from him and his family.
Sometimes you wonder if we are indeed the dark continent. Of all the 5 continents on the planet, Africa seems to be the most unfavorable here.
If you look at what is going on, look at the annals of Africa. What do you say? What do you see? Now every leader is afraid. Ghana is reshuffling.
By the way, Bola Ibinabo, we must talk about our own country. We have recorded 9 coups.
Yes.
5 of them successful, 4 of them unsuccessful, and we had about 2 or 3 or 4 attempted ones that went awry, you know.
The bottom line, citizen, is bring about good governance. Give the people the joy of being a national in your country.
Because it's possible.
But I mean, you look at Gabon. They have various natural minerals.
It's an oil-producing country like Nigeria.
Yes.
Very rich.
The people are living in penury, living in poverty. They are so impoverished. What do you think? So it's not about, yes, we cannot throw away all the pro-democracy, you know, agitations and everything. We cannot go back to what someone termed as militocracy.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is our leaders should be true to themselves. Face the facts. Are you leading your nation well?
As they say commonly, African leaders should have a mirror in the house.
Yes.
Look at the man in the mirror.
And tell yourself.
Yeah. Do I like this man in the mirror? Bola, let's quickly go there. Oh, come on. Let's quickly go there. 7 countries on the African continent are former French colonies ruled by
France,
by the military.
Okay.
Does it say the French hold on Francophone countries?
Slipping.
Okay.
It's slipping away, yes.
Okay.
See, it's slipping away. You see, in the case of France, look at France. The policy of assimilation of France has really boomerang to the extent that an ordinary man on the streets of Africa colonized by France have realized the penury that French government and even France has descended Africa into. Okay, look at it. Look, all the money, the reserves of all the states are being managed by France.
I hear they are domiciled in France.
In France, you cannot, they don't even know. Ask Republic of Benin. Ask Republic of Benin, how much do you have as a reserve? And aside that, you see, to borrow money out of the so-called reserves, you must pay interest.
Your money?
Yes, your money. Now, let me tell you, since France left all these countries, the countries are still paying colonial loans to France. Then what are we saying?
Bola, Anthony is joining us from Abuja. Tony, I greet you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's
Can
go.
I speak on?
Go on.
Can I speak on the matter going on about...
Go on, sir.
Yeah?
Go on. We are listening.
Sir, I'm seeing you live and clear. So, sir, you see what happened in Gabon. I think, it's a very good development because...
No. What essentially are you talking about?
They are not taking good care of the people. They are not good. You see, they embezzle our money.
All right.
Okay, as I was saying.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, let me thank him.
Yeah, thanks for coming and speaking with us. Okay? You see, the people don't even know what is happening about their money. France is still receiving colonial debt since the days of independence. What are we saying? And aside that, France is managing buying all their resources. These people cannot produce. They cannot produce. You can't produce. You sell your mineral resources to France, and then France will sell bring the finished product.
Yeah.
Yes, and you buy. You can't. There's no value chain. And aside that, let me tell you, Areva, a French firm, there that was operating in Niger, buying their mineral resources to power energy. It is the only company buying these resources. The people in Niger, they are not even having light. They are not having power, energy. Nigeria was giving Niger energy until we cut off when the military struck.
Yeah.
You see, why will the people be happy when a country that's supposed to be your friend that wants you to speak, like, a Frenchman, behave like a Frenchman, is only doing it to really perpetuate poverty in your land?
Ibn Abbas, consider this. Niger, Gabon, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Mali, Sudan, and one other one, are all former French territory.
Guinea-Bissau.
Sierra Leone.
No, Sierra Leone.
There are seven. Is that not a wake-up call?
It is, obviously. But it's unfortunate that it took the military coup d'etat for people to realize that they have always been under the colonial master. They were just given independence.
From face value.
On its face value.
Yes, they were not actually independent. Because how do you say you are independent when somebody else is running the affairs of your state?
Yeah.
You are not. So it's a shame that it takes coup d'etat for people to begin to realize this.
See the countries are on the screen for us. The Sudan, Guinea, Republic of Chad, Mali, Republic of Niger, and of course Burkina Faso, plus Gabon. There are 7 now. Yeah.
It's a shame. So, I mean, we are in a new era.
Okay, a new phase.
Yes. Times are changing. People are beginning to realize that, look, you can no longer be your servants.
Enough is already too much. Philip is in Abuja, Ibn Abbas, so let's hear him. Good evening, Philip. Welcome.
Oh.
We've lost the connection to him. Sorry, you were saying.
But unfortunately, this coup d'etat has precipitated a lot of fears in African leaders.
Yeah.
You don't have to be.
So now we have Paul Kagame and Paul Biya doing something
chiefs
about the military hierarchies and so on.
Yeah.
Too little, too late?
It's too late. If they still want to strike, they will strike. The best thing that they can do, get out of power. They don't need to be there. They've overstayed.
I'm sure you heard the news. Just last week, Paul Biya went to Paris to celebrate 40 years plus of being on the throne. He was stoned.
Yes. That is what we want. The people waited so long. Look at what is happening in Cameroon. The English-speaking country, they joined Cameroon willingly, thinking that they will...
The southwestern Cameroon,
Yes. But what is happening now? They are being killed. They are being killed. And the UN could not talk. It is there in the charter of formation of the country that, look, if they want to separate, they can separate.
They looked for the country known Ambazonia.
Ambazonia, yes. Yeah. The English-speaking country. Go there now. The place is devastated. People are being shot. They are being killed by Cameroonian gendarmes. Then what are we saying? And the world is looking. In the Security Council, people could not talk when they wanted to talk. France said no.
Yeah, the English-speaking region of Cameroon.
Yes, it's Ambassador.
Southwestern.
Yes, yes. And you see, nobody could talk. Other countries, like Canada wanted to raise the issue. But France shut them down at the Security Council. And other Security Council permanent members will support France.
Yeah.
Because they are benefiting, all of them are benefiting from it.
Well, let's take it home. So, it's a wake-up call.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening in Gabon is a metaphor for
African leader.
New look Africa. You know, neo-colonialism people talk about.
Yes. People are beginning to take charge of their affairs.
Okay.
And if you don't stand up and take charge of your affairs, nobody's going to do it for you.
But there's this argument about military governments not correcting anything in Africa.
Yes, they are not correcting anything. That is another scenario too.
Because they have they have the guns, they have all the ammunitions. That's why they are coming on board. You think we don't have civilians in all these countries who are not happy with what is going on in their countries? But how do they? If you come up with too much agitations, somebody will just silence you somewhere.
Yeah.
So people are not happy, and it is unfortunate that it will take the military for a country to begin to. Of course, they know, but they don't have the wherewithal. They don't have the power.
You don't have the choice.
They don't have any choice.
Yeah.
So it's a shame that a government was toppled, and then the people come out and begin
They
to
started celebrating.
Right.
It's a shame.
So let's end on that note. Bola and Ibinabo, as far as I'm concerned, the antidote to military coups
is good governance. Good governance.
It's good governance.
Yes.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
It's no magic.
No magic.
Well, we're done. And on behalf of all the backroom boys, we want to say thank you for watching. You may watch a repeat broadcast of this episode at 11 later tonight. And on Sunday, we expand the field for you from 1:30 to 3:30. Again, Jide is unavoidably absent. He should be back over the weekend. We'll get to meet him. All right. We are on YouTube as well at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Citizen Jones Hussein. Bye-bye now.